Let's do it.
The City of Madill Board of Adjustments will come to order. Have a roll call, please.
Gamble.
Yep.
Ward.
Here.
Chapman. Lowe.
We have a quorum present. Item 3, discussion and action on the October 25th, 2023 minutes. And a discussion about the meeting. I hear a motion.
Approved. Yep.
I'll second it.
Gamble.
Yep.
Ward.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Lowe.
Yes.
Item 4, we have a inspector's report from the city inspector.
I was brought an application on October 19th, 2023, and the request is to put in a 10 by 20 shed in the backyard to use as a barber shop. This is going to be located at 207 West Francis Street. I sent out 33 letters. I had one in-person visit that had concerns about foot traffic and just general traffic in that area. There's a lot of kids that walk there, a lot of cars. It's pretty congested as is. So they wanted to voice their concern on that one. I also received an email from Mr. Pruitt, and it reads as this. He wanted to send our objections to the request of the variance at 207 West Francis. Mr. Pruitt and his father own the 2 adjacent lots on the corner of South 3rd Avenue and Francis Street. They're business partners in the real estate properties. For these lots, they currently have plans to build a 2-family dwelling that would look period correct to match the surrounding homes in the neighborhood. This new build has 2 other new build projects in line first, and then they will commence permitting and plans for it. Since our 2 lots constitute a corner lot, they will have a bigger setback than an interior lot, which will put the new build closer to the back corner of the lots. Their concerns is the small barber shop in the backyard could possibly harm the amount of renters for this location, coupled with the objections below, and they're asking for the request to be denied. The following objections are: the area is zoned residential. There's no improved sidewalks along for either side of Francis Street. There's existing pedestrian traffic that walks in Francis Street because cars are parked all along the side of the street instead of sidewalks. And there's a lot of traffic and congestion in this area. There's no improved parking along that block, which causes vehicles to park at random, forcing pedestrians to walk unsafely into the street. This is not a hardship and it's self-imposed. It's an unfair advantage to the other licensed barbers and hair professionals who have to rent the commercial space. We want our businesses downtown and improve business districts to promote fair business and direct the congestion of business traffic out of the residential areas, and impairs the purposes and intent of the zoning regulations for the area. And that's all that I have on my report.
Do we have any comments from anybody in the audience who would like to say anything?
Well, that was my objection that I sent to Tracy yesterday by email. I went and checked out the barbershop where he's currently operating out of, and at about 9 minutes after 6 last night, there were 3 trucks there, and there was no businesses open at Gorell's. So this is 3 additional trucks that would have been parked at that barbershop there to add to the additional congestion. And that's our concern, is that area has no improved parking and vehicles park at random wherever they want, and the pedestrian traffic out there. It's already congested enough because it has school activities around there in the athletics field as is.
Yeah.
So I feel like we need to give those people that still live in those residential areas the right to live in a residential area that's free of congestion and traffic and stuff from businesses.
There is 2 other beauty salons in town too that's in residential areas that has unimproved sidewalks too.
I wonder if they
Well,
have
there's been
variance.
a ton of them in the past.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's one on 12th, and that's as busy or busier than any other one. I mean, Carrying company.
I don't know.
But the
Personally,
deal is, okay, you say carrying company, they
And
do have
12.
parking.
Yeah,
They've got parking there and they
little
can park
turnaround.
across the street.
Yeah.
This right here, there is actually 3 parking places right in front of that house that is it. I mean, and there's nothing else.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Think how many school
well,
kids walk up and down
all
that
all I
road
know
every
is
day.
that Francis is I live up on MacArthur. And Francis is one of the busiest streets in Madill, besides Fifth Street and Lily and the main highway.
yes,
So
it
that's-
is.
When I go to town, everybody up in the northwest, or northwest part of town, or southwest part of town, they use it to go to school. I have to be in early in the morning, kids are walking up and down that street going to and most of them don't have a white on, they usually on a dark jacket. To me, it's a dangerous street, as far as pedestrians, especially in the morning and in the afternoon. If there's an activity going on at school,
It's even worse.
kids are
Yeah.
going down to McDonald's, get stuff to eat.
I mean, I live right on Francis, and when I go down that, anytime you get past Fifth, you better watch it, because there's kids walking out in the street, and it don't matter what time of day, you have got to, I mean, swerve over or whatever, because they don't move. I mean, they just don't, but.
Yeah.
Whoop,
And,
hold on,
Wani.
right here. Hold on just a second.
and, at the moment, he's only doing, by appointment, so they're only there
30 minutes.
30
at a time,
minutes.
It'll be one
And it's
person
only
there.
one person. I'm not sure if that was his vehicle included with whoever else was there, but at the time, he only has one person in the chair. No one else is there. Gorel's is open 24/7. They could have been in the gym area and still parked on the side because it's always congested there. But, I mean, yes, it is a busy street. Lived there for
Yes.
30 years. I've lived on Francis for 30 years, since I've been here. So,
Yep.
that side of the street, I live now down further, but still on Francis. Regardless, he starts like at 10, ends at 6. So by the time, normally, of course, it takes him a little bit just to clean up and everything, but that's only him there. Like I said, he uses an appointment app and has only one person there. It's not walk-ins anymore.
Okay.
Does the health department require that they have to have plumbing inside these facilities to be a licensed barber?
Cosmetology does.
But no.
A barber does not?
But I have cosmetology, so I mean, I will.
So you will be doing that and adding water
They
to
don't.
it and
Yeah,
stuff like
yes,
that?
yes.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, you saying you can only do book one at a time, but there's no reassurance that you won't have 2 or 3 that show up in the future early or something like that. I mean, there's no approved parking there. Businesses have designated places where customers pull up and park. They have lines, they have a spot there for a handicap parking person if someone needs that assistance. There's just no setup up there for that.
Okay, my question is, if the building's going to be in the backyard, was it thought of to have access from the alleyway to the backyard? Or just strictly at the front of the building, I mean, the house?
I have to make a comment there to add on to what Mary Ann's saying. Currently, another neighbor on the back of our lot, for some reason or another, has planted a tree right in the middle of the alleyway.
I saw that,
I don't know why,
yeah.
but I mean, so then right then and there, that can't be there. and
Yeah.
That hampers that.
Mhm.
And I don't believe renters would want traffic going in and out of the alleyway and looking out their back windows in their backyard and seeing people coming and going in and out of businesses. That's just not residential life. That's urban living in downtown in apartments where you live in apartment buildings and stuff. That's not living in homes, single-family homes.
Yeah.
Do we have any other comments from
I just
anybody?
said, what if he took in another barber?
Well, there you go. I mean, it's gonna be more,
Then it'd be more.
that's
often
more
than-
traffic, yes. I mean,
So do y'all live right there by it too?
Not me.
You live there? Okay. Just checking.
well, Willowding lives not too many blocks away. I mean,
Oh, okay.
But I go up and down Francis a lot.
Oh, okay. Just
Like
checking.
everyone in here does.
I think
I live on Francis.
I was gonna say,
You
Louise,
live on Francis?
She lives just down past me, so.
Past Fifth.
It's kind of a hard deal to talk about to me because there have been people in the past and there's currently still people doing it. You know, working from home and having a business in their house. So it's kind of like, it's one of those businesses that you can consider residential business. So it's tough for me to decide what to do.
Well, and my thing is, the ones in the past, they've all been in part of the house. Now, there is one now on 12th,
Mhm.
and that was approved before I was even on here. But that is an outbuilding. But there's sufficient parking there to accommodate what she's doing, and they can still park at home. I mean, and all the others, the ones that I can recall, they have all had sufficient parking. I mean, you go back to Jackie Burns, she had a double driveway, you could park 6 cars in there. I mean,
I-
go down to Samilla's,
Yeah.
there was a circle drive there, you could park all kinds of cars there. You go down to Tammy Martinez, she had a wide driveway on the north side and a single one on this side. There's always been sufficient parking. This one, there's just not. I mean, and yeah, he may be just appointment only, but something could run long, or, I mean,
One person shows right up at the tail end of another one, so there's 2 vehicles, even though there's one appointment at a time.
yeah, and I mean, I have always seen a pickup and a car there.
Yeah, the car is about to be moved.
I
It's
don't
not-
know,
it's not-
But I mean, there's only 3 parking places there. So I mean, that's it.
Then the neighbors on both sides, down, they have a big old boat and a big old truck that's parked
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And then the tenants across the street at the trailers. And then there's a house at the corner that leaves their trash can polycart right at the edge of the street. Sometimes it's
I'm
actually in the
curious,
street.
I'm curious to know if anybody knows, I know there's some that's in residential areas, but I don't know if there was any regulations in the city when those were put in. Because some of them was there in 1963.
Yeah, the one on
Well,
12th, we
The
approved
one-
it a few years ago.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
that one is.
There may have
About 10
been,
years maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, maybe it's been that long.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't know if there's any regulations on back in that day or not.
Are there any regulations now that say people can't have an in-house business or anything? Or?
Well, and there again, it's not actually an in-house. It's a
a
separate building.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would be one thing if it was
There,
part of that house.
Weston, I haven't reviewed it yet for planning and zoning, but there is a ordinance on, they call them home-based businesses. I don't know what it says right offhand, But generally, in most municipalities with home-based businesses, they're allowed as long as there's not a lot of customer traffic. Meaning, you can have a home-based business and you can do medical coding or something like that, where one person shows up every once in a while and may drop you off a batch of mail or something like that. But not generally speaking where you have customers or clients coming and going, like with a storefront.
So we have a home occupation, which means the occupation carried solely by the inhabitants of the dwelling, which is clearly incidental and secondary to the use of the dwelling for dwelling purposes, which does not change the character therefore, and which is conducted entirely within the main or accessory building, provided to no trading or merchandising is carried on, in connection with which there is no display of merchandise or advertising sign other than one non-illuminated nameplate, not more than 2 square feet in the area, attached to the main or accessory building. No mechanical equipment is used except the custom used in the domestic or household purposes. A tea room, restaurant, rest home, clinic, barber shop, beauty parlor, doctor's or dentist's office, child care center, tourist home or cabinet shop, metal shop, lawn mower repair, or auto repair garage shall not be deemed as a home occupation. So that's how that reads. It's there, that blue tab, if you want to look over it. Jason, is that the one that you were talking about?
I don't know, because I just saw the table of contents and it was talking about businesses and occupations, home-based. And I didn't bring my book with me to look at it either, so I don't know.
Well, that's pretty plain.
So the way y'all are gonna have it set up, where they were gonna park in front and then walk through the house to get into the backyard?
No, just from the side of the house. I mean, if
Like a gate or
if
something?
needed,
Plus,
And which
I mean,
side?
even if they,
the left side where there's a
The east.
gate.
I'd like to see that code book too when they get finished if I can.
which there's enough room for a car to actually park closer to the building, to the backyard, because it's like big enough for a car.
You know, this parking thing brings up a lot of other concerns. There's only a certain amount of space in R2 that you can park a vehicle on in the front setback area. And that area where they park is considered a setback. And you're not even supposed to have a fence there.
Yeah.
And it's not even improved. So, I mean, it just keeps getting more, it just keeps getting worse and worse. So this is the definition of what a home occupation is or is not. But do we know what the zoning says about home-based occupations in R2 zoning? That's what we need to find out here. Do you have any idea right offhand? I'm not sure either. It's going to be under specific district regulations. I mean, I can't, there's going to be too much of it for me to look at right now and figure that out. Sure.
Mary Ann,
Yes, sir.
do you have any idea?
It's going to go through all this here, so R2 will tell you right here that we have to look at provisions applicable to all districts, and then we have to look at all these about, see if it said anything in there about businesses in R2. Can I ask a question? What's the problem with just renting the space down there where you're at?
I just wanted to have my own, and It would just be me in there.
Okay.
We wouldn't always have any other barber in there.
Okay.
And then sometimes the kids will get dropped off and stuff at the shop, and there won't even be anybody parked there.
Okay.
Is the alley ever gonna be opened up fully and the tree cut down, or is that just a?
I think that tree needs to go. If the fire department had to go down and it couldn't.
I was
It's
gonna
about
say,
10 feet
apparently
tall.
it don't need to be there. I
We'll
mean,
have to let James know about that.
Yeah,
He can
they-
take
they
care of that.
definitely planted it it's in the alley. And now, I didn't know if that was it looked like at one time or another it was a through alley, and it's just been growed up and not maintained.
Do I hear a motion?
Well, you have to do, number 5. So when we do our motion, is a number 5.
Okay.
I just have another question.
Yeah.
If this is something that, those regulations that need to be looked at, is this something that could be tabled to the next meeting?
That's what I was fixing to say. That's what I'm sitting there thinking, that maybe we need to, table it. Let her look up the actual codes on it, just to make sure, and make this for another time.
Yeah,
So we were on the inspector's report, so now you have to do number 5 and then table it.
Number 5 and table it.
Okay. Everybody's,
I'll make a motion, table it.
Yep.
Second.
to table it.
Yeah, and we'll put it on for, we'll let Tracy look up the actual codes,
Okay.
and we'll
Okay.
kick the can down the road.
Okay.
Gamble,
Yes.
Ward,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Lowe.
Yes.
Have a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion.
Gamble,
Yep.
Ward,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Lowe.
Yes.
It's only 20?